Hello!
Hello!
Welcome to the Throwback Live Show Last Twilight Discussion. Woo! I'm Danielle, one of your hosts, and you're on
I'm
my
Lizzie.
channel.
Oh, yeah.
This is
I'm
Lizzie.
Lizzie, your other host. My channel is Lizzie's Literary Life.
And that should have successfully linked down below. I will
Excellent.
fix it if it's weird.
Excellent.
I did title this Breaking Dawn Broke Us because I feel like it might break our friendship, but hopefully not. Just wanted to at least set the stakes for what we're dealing with today.
Yeah.
But like I said, I kind of, I think it would be fun if you fully entered hate mode, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I do think that would be fun also.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Martine.
Hi, Martine.
Hello, Martine. While we see if anybody else is going to join for a minute, we did just complete our new moon watch along.
Yes, we did.
And you loved it so much.
Mm-mm.
The words, "I'm loving this," did come out of your mouth at one point, though.
Not I'm loving this, but I love that, I believe. Because what was it? It was like a very specific thing. I'm trying to find it, actually. Because it was something really that I found very funny.
Was it Anna Kendrick's ad-libbing? I think it might have been that.
Yes, it was. It was Anna Kendrick just rambling. I thought that was very funny.
I think she really brought Jessica to life throughout these 4 movies in a way that I think they literally thought she was just going to be like a scene in the first movie, and then everybody loved her so much. They're like, keep bringing her back.
Because Jessica as a character is like barely in the last couple books.
Sucks. Yeah, and also sucks.
Yeah.
Lizzie is like, no. In my heart, Lizzie's like, yes.
I also I don't know. I was really feeling the length of that movie, and I think it was not helped by the fact that I had ads and no one else did, and so I was like behind everybody else. And so I definitely will be making sure when we do Eclipse that I don't have ads. I don't know, I thought more people would, but it's fine. So that hindered my experience a lot. Just like not being like kind of part with it. And also I said this somewhere that like I just don't like movies, and I don't like fictional TV shows really either. And that's just I understand that is a character flaw.
That's so funny. Speaking of, just while we're on the topic, I am going to be putting polls in soon because we are about 3 movies behind. And with Divergent being our next series, that also has 3 movies. So I'm going to...
Does it really have 3 movies? I feel like it just had 2.
There's a third and nobody watched it.
Oh, that's why I think there's just 2.
Because then they were going to also make it... I think there's a third, or it was in production or something. We'll look it up. But they they were going to do a series based on it that would have had like a slightly different name. Like it was... They were trying to mess around with it. And... Girly, exactly 3 movies. Okay, well, we're 3 movies behind. And so I'm going to start putting polls in for us to choose our dates. If we can't do more than once in a month, that's okay, but I'm going to at least shoot my shot when I can. Yeah. Just until we're caught up, and then we'll go back to a good pace from there. I just want to try and get these knocked out a little bit. Just so we're starting 2026, planned and ready to go. Speaking of, I don't know if I'm going to do graphics for Divergent. I feel like I need to, but I really don't want to.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, if they don't happen, they don't happen. But
that's okay. The chats are already up, so
perfect.
People can read them.
I feel like at this point, it's the club that it's like, you're either here or you're being pulled in. I don't know if my graphics are pulling people in. I believe in us as well. Okay, so first thing to talk about is The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner.
Oh, yeah.
because we did not discuss that one yet. And that is the novella between Eclipse and Breaking Dawn.
Hot take, my favorite Twilight book.
So I went back and looked at my rating, and I gave it a 3.
I also gave it a 3. My favorite Twilight book.
Emmett's laughing, and I'm hurt. That hurt.
I enjoyed not having Bella or Edward or Jacob.
Damn. Martine, what did you think of The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner?
Did you read it, Martine?
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know if... Yeah.
I liked that it's, like, exploring different parts of the vampire. I like learning what they didn't know about.
Yeah, I felt like it was plot heavy, like it was exciting, and it was good exposition, like it was good backstory, exploring something that we didn't really know a lot about or didn't have the experience of in the regular series. And also, I found the characters less annoying.
Even though it was like a little bit of a romance, I think it like was a good amount in my opinion for what they're going through. Like, but the whole time I was just like, damn, this girl's gonna die. It's like, she's not gonna live. How do I root for her? Martine said, I did not read it. I was a main book only quest, which honestly, I'm just happy you're still on the quest. Yeah. And I hope Breaking Dawn didn't break you the way that it did us. So, okay. Any other thoughts, really? I mean, Bree Tanner is Bree Tanner. You will see the character a little bit in Eclipse, but it doesn't go into her story. Mm-hmm. But you will see it, and you'll get to go, that's Bree. So that's fun.
Yeah. Well, I read Eclipse first, so...
I meant when we watch it.
Oh, when we watch it, yeah. Okay, yeah.
You'll see her a little bit, and you'll be like, that's Bree. It'll be like, fun. But...
yeah.
It is interesting I've given it such a low rating because I do remember it being one of my favorite parts. Like, I actually really like the story.
Did you reread it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? What did you rate it this time?
Well, they're all 5. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm not an objective person. I will say, okay, if we do want to switch over, I think that's pretty much all we have to say about that. It was great. If you haven't read it and you are a Twilight fan, I highly recommend you go back and pick it up. It's just a fun short story. That being said, Breaking Dawn. So I'll start with my rating. Mm-hmm. And my rating is more of just a review because I'm not going to change my rating from a 5-star. Mm-hmm. But all I could put in my review is I really don't know what to say about this book that hasn't already been said.
Yes.
It is. It just hurt me to not give it a 5, but it wasn't
great. But it's
great.
objectively bad?
It wasn't great.
I actually liked this better than Eclipse.
Okay.
Because there was at least, like, some sort of interest level. Like, some sort of... There were stakes. There was a little bit of intrigue in terms of, there were stakes. And it was less boring. There was, like, more plot than there were in some of the other books. That being said, I gave it 2.5, which is the same as I gave the first one. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, that's a deep one. Sorry.
It's gone.
My bad.
It's okay.
The most exciting thing to happen in our Breaking Dawn discussion.
I don't think that the choices she made were, like, good ones. Like, they were choices, and I don't think they were the good ones.
She as in Stephenie Meyer or Bella?
She as in Stephenie Meyer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It
Martine said,
was,
I gave it a
yeah.
2.5, but not in a disliked this way, just like generally had fun. Perfect.
Okay. I didn't hate my reading experience with this one the way I genuinely hated Eclipse and the first book. Like, I think New Moon was my favorite, followed by maybe this one, actually.
Okay.
Just because
I
it
do
wasn't as
still
boring.
I still have always disliked Eclipse the most. So I get that for sure.
Because Eclipse was, like, boring and it made me mad. I talked about that in my video that went up today.
In my opinion, Breaking Dawn Part 1 is the best. I did want to talk about that a little bit. So the movie is split up into two. How does that make you feel?
It's a lot of movie. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so long and so much, but
I will say I think it was one of those that actually is done well. I think that,
because it is a really long book.
yes. And they have a really good point where they end it. I won't say because obviously we're going to watch, but they have a really good, like, the way they separated it was done really well. And what I do think lends itself to being so, like, why I still love Breaking Dawn and, like, why it's still some of my favorite movies is when you get to see the vampires using all their different abilities. It's fun to watch.
Okay.
Like, reading it's whatever, and it is still a good time, but watching it is also kind of fun when they're all, like, playing with their abilities, and it's just a good time.
Yeah.
Twilight was my fave, and then as she tried to really make it a series, it fell off, but I was mad enough about the characters that I was good. Over 700 pages was too many pages.
Yeah.
Here's my actual opinion rereading it that actually peeved me the most. Bella didn't sound like Bella in this book to me.
Yeah.
She didn't sound like herself. She felt like a mouthpiece for something else.
You know what it felt like it was giving? It was giving, and I'm going to keep bringing it back to the Mormonism. It was giving motherhood as a woman's purpose. And you wouldn't understand unless you're a mother. And so she didn't understand. And then she became a mother. And then it was her purpose and her entire world. And I'm not discounting the fact that, like, motherhood is huge, like a huge thing that, like, is very important to some women. But that was what felt like the disconnect to me. And it was giving women are put on this earth to procreate a little bit.
I see what you're saying. I don't disagree with it. I think where it bothered me more is, like, in line with that, I wish she would have at least been herself.
Yeah.
Like, if it would have been her a little bit more sarcastic, like, she's a smarty pants, I feel like, in some things. I mean, obviously it's a young adult book, but, like, I was also peeved on another moment where there's another moment in this where they gave a decision that I wish I remember what it was, but she makes a decision in the book and they gave it to a male character in the movie. And that's what bothers me. But yeah, I just didn't feel like, yeah, it felt like a message was being said and it wasn't what the character felt like. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I do agree with you. It did feel like it was giving that message. And it maybe wouldn't have bothered me if it felt more authentic to the character.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it didn't. It felt disconnected in my opinion. Martine said, what peeved me the most was every second I had to spend in Jacob's head. I love Jacob. What do you mean?
I get why. I mean, okay. I don't think she made many good choices here, but she being Stephanie Meyer. If the choice is made to have Bella be extremely sick while pregnant, I don't want to hear from Bella's perspective during that. Like, I understand with this first bad choice made, I don't want to I understand her leap to the second choice of we need to be in Jacob's head for this. Like, I'm glad we weren't in Bella's head through that. I think it would have been really boring if we were. Um, but I also didn't particularly enjoy Jacob's perspective, so I don't know.
I like the wolf stuff. I think it's so fun. I liked the I'm the alpha now. It's so fun. And also giving the propaganda of the mother's health doesn't matter. And I think that's what I will say though is how do you feel about this though in terms of like Edward was very against it. Like Edward wanted her to they were going to take the baby out of her against her will.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that adds more nuance? Is not doing it? Because that's just what is interesting to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I see this point for sure.
I also feel like though Edward was portrayed as being in the wrong for wanting that. I don't know.
I didn't see anybody as portrayed as in the wrong in anything. Just when I read it, I just see it as it is kind of complex. It's not as simple. But the way it's written, I think, unfortunately, leans a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Martine said, I'm so starkly against changing rules about POVs in the last book of the series.
Yeah,
Divergent, I'm looking at you. Yeah. It doesn't bother me at all. I like as long as it's adding and not taking away. Like, I would hate if it was like... But...
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it when we get there. I do feel like in Divergent it was sort of for a reason, but for a like not just like a narrative reason, but like a in-universe reason, if that makes sense. Whereas like here, it felt like it was just for making a more interesting narrative, which like I prefer that to the alternative, but
he said for a bad reason.
We'll see how I feel about it when I get there. I hated that book when I read it at the time, the third Divergent book.
Yeah, I feel like that propaganda is not about how other people feel. It's about the mother and her choices. I see that.
I really have a sneeze like right here, and it's not coming out.
So the book does open, going back to the beginning a little bit, the book does open with Bella and Edward's wedding, and God, Alice was pissing me off. I was really annoyed about how she was like just forcing a lot of stuff on Bella.
Yeah.
I was feeling for her.
Yeah.
Now the movie scene, it's beautiful. So don't get me wrong. I'm glad it happened. And I do like that Alice is like, one day you're going to look back and want it, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that. But God, I was like, Bella is just not this girl.
No, I feel like as someone who planned a wedding fairly recently, like you have to be authentic to yourself and do the parts that are important to you, and the parts that aren't important to you, it's just noise, you know? Like I don't feel
I
like
do like that Edward was like, we'll run to Vegas right now. Like, we don't have to do any of this. And I was like, at least he knows what she wants. I do think having the main characters get married in a young adult novel is a bit diabolical.
I was thinking that too, but I don't want to rehash our conversation that we had in the Eclipse live show, because I really think that, and again, like I don't want to rehash it, I don't want to get back into it, but like we were, just to sort of recap, we were talking about a lot about how I don't think Edward was being reasonable, or like I don't know if reasonable is the right word. I don't think Edward was being reasonable in like basically forcing her to marry him. And I don't think that should have happened. And I think it shows the Mormon of it all again. And I agree that it's a bit diabolical, but I feel like we talked about that a lot in the Eclipse live show. So I don't feel like we need to.
Yeah, because I was the opposite opinion to some extent.
Yeah.
But I still think Martine's point is like, if I took those thoughts I had about that separate, it is crazy to think about like a young adult massive series where they're gonna have them get married in the end at a young age.
Yeah.
And it does make me wonder, just like, because she didn't want this to be a young adult novel. Like, she wanted the sequels to be adult. And I just think that's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hot take, this book could have been a singular epilogue in a previous book. I disagree. I love all the vampire powers. Thank you. Instead, it is 700 pages. In terms of affecting the plot, maybe you're right. In terms of my enjoyment, I like to see all the vampires. And I like to see Jacob go, I'm the alpha now. And Seth and Leah and that relationship. What did you think about all the Seth Leah content?
I sort of didn't really care. Like, I'm
What are
so
we doing here?
sorry. I'm
What
so
are we doing
sorry.
here?
I just wasn't really emotionally invested. Like, I'm happy for Jacob that he like came into his own and did his own thing. But I never felt connected to Seth or Leah as characters, like with individual personalities. So I just was like, okay, some of the wolves are going with Jacob. Like, they didn't feel like individuals to me. But I also think that could have been like a me problem in terms of my reading of it.
I love Leah in the way it's written, of how just the struggle of what it would be like to be stuck in that pack and listening to the thoughts of the man you love as he imprinted on another woman.
Yeah.
And just, I like how I just like her as a character, and I like her anger. Like, I just think it's effective, and I like it.
Okay. Not to go, I feel like this is an eclipse conversation too, but and I know that it's a common wolf or werewolf or shifter romance trope. I don't like the trope of imprinting, like the imprinting thing. I don't like the trope of like fated mates. It's just not interesting or engaging to me. So like that's maybe also part of it.
Yeah, I do. I don't mind them. I think they're fun. I think, but like, even in other, like, take the Twilight of it all out of it.
Yeah.
It makes sense if it's something you don't like at all.
Yeah.
Go back a little bit.
Yep.
Martine said, it made me mad that Bella in the final moment was like, OMG, I totally understand my powers now. I know that's a common trope, but I feel like I never quite to this amount. Yeah, I'd say the movie at least dedicates an extra scene or two of her working on it. Like,
Yeah.
it did kind of feel like it went from 0 to 100 a little bit in this one. I hate a fight scene, but to not have one after building it up so much was silly.
Yeah, this was lame. The ending was
Really?
lame. Yeah. Like, this whole series is just people talking to each other.
And
There's
you don't like that at all.
Well, I don't like too much action. Like, I don't like action sequences in books necessarily, but like it just was like all build up, like it was anticipation, like you're going up a roller coaster and then you don't get to go down. You just go like shoop, and then it stops up at the top.
Because the conversation and the threat and stuff is still so tense to me that I don't need the action scenes at all. But I usually skim through some action scenes because I don't like action scenes.
I don't really like action scenes either. But it just felt like a sort of nothing ending. Like all of this tension we built up was like, oh, there actually wasn't really any really stakes at all because it's just going to be fine.
Martine said, I do love fated mates because it makes more sense to me than regular attraction, but that's the ace in me speaking. Yeah, I like fated. I just like the cheesiness of it all. And I'm Polly. but I just like the cheesiness of it all. Oh, I think that the distinction is if you're going to build tension for action, like let's prepare to fight and then you solve the problem. That's the issue. That's the problem. Interesting. I will have more thoughts to share and I don't want to share them yet.
Okay.
But they'll make sense when future things happen. Oh yeah, can we circle back and talk about Jacob imprinting? Yes, but can we actually, before we get here, I want to just like keep a little bit of structure to it.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about, you were so annoyed with the sex scenes?
Oh yeah.
It sounded like in the chat, and their whole honeymoon situation.
I was just like rolling my eyes. I don't know.
Just didn't love it.
Just didn't love it. I mean, part of it is like I don't find these characters like I mean, I think a big part of the appeal of these books is like the attractiveness of the love interest. And like when you're 12 or 14 or whatever and you're the target audience and you identify with Bella and because you're not like the other girls and you want to be with Edward and then there's all of this buildup of wanting and then it finally happens and that's exciting because it's sort of wish fulfillment. That's my how I sort of see some of the appeal of this series in general, but also like the scenes like that. I think it's a it's wish fulfillment, like it's attractive to people. And I find Edward actively repulsive.
Dude, the screams in the theater, small spoilers from the movie,
Yeah.
when they're like breaking the bed.
Oh, I'm just like like I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. Especially also like I think it's also because like sort of because they're teenagers, I think it also not that I think YA books should never have sex scenes. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like when I'm reading an adult romance, I can be like really, really rooting for them to have sex. Like that's an exciting culminating moment. Even if it's straight people. Even like I sometimes can be like, just do it already. But I didn't. They just feel so young and so naive and immature to me as characters because they are literally teenagers. That it didn't feel like I think that was also part of it. That I was like not rooting for them to do that. But I don't know.
No, I definitely see what you're saying. I just think I can't relate because I only think about how these are adults and I'm a little teenage girl because that's when I experienced this.
Yeah, no, I get it. I
30
totally
times and I
get
was
it.
like, they're great. These are
Yeah,
grown
I totally get it.
I'm 4.
Mm-hmm.
Martine said, I liked on the honeymoon the moments when Edward was playful because that's the Edward in book 1 that I love, to be a silly, goofy guy. I do think there's a good amount of comedic relief in those scenes in the movie, so I'll be excited to watch them. So then she gets preggers. I'm kind of sad you already knew.
I did already know. That was if you remember in the previous live show, I private chatted that to Danielle, like the spoiler that I knew happened. I even knew the baby's name. But yeah, so I did know.
How do you feel
thing
about
that I private chatted was Jacob imprints on Edward and Bella's baby Renesmee. I think that's word for word what I said because that's one of the only things I knew about this series.
That's a very sad thing to have already known. I think that is a very... There's a reason the whole world knows it happened. It's because it was so bonkers that it happened.
It is bonkers. How do I feel about the baby situation in general, or the Jacob imprinting?
Also, I just want to hear what you think about the baby's name. Let's just start there.
Oh, the baby's name?
People hate it. I think it's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a good name. Like, I would never name my child something like that.
I just don't think her mom deserved as much attention with the name as she got. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
But I didn't really care that much about it. Like, it was just a name.
I think it's funny that her middle name is Carly, like Carlisle and Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then what do you think about, before we get to the Jacob of it all, which I feel like I need on a shirt, before we get to the Jacob of it all, what did you think about her getting pregnant?
I feel like it's, like,
Martine said Mr. Schuster from Glee would love it. A mashup. The first and middle name both being mashups was crazy. It really was. And the original name she wanted to be was like Edward Jacob or EJ.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was wild.
That is
name
crazy.
Your son after the man that you almost left their father for.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little bit have sex, therefore have baby, which is a really, like, it's just an idea. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it was necessary. I would have preferred the book go in a different direction, but also I don't know what direction it could have gone that wouldn't be boring to me. So at least it was interesting.
I was gonna say, do you think it was like that deep, like she was trying to say something, or do you think she was just like, I want something crazy to happen, I'm gonna make her pregnant?
I think it was, it is at least subconsciously that deep.
I'm not trying to like nitpick for an opinion. I just was curious.
Yeah, but she probably didn't do it intentionally. She may not have done it intentionally in terms of like cautionary tale or whatever. But
Martine said, I think since Bella was going to become a vampire, they needed the baby to get the Volturi there and cause issues.
See, I don't know if Stephanie Meyer thought that far ahead.
Like, I don't know if I actually need a plot.
Yeah. I
like the idea of immortal children. I think it's really interesting. The idea of vampires who were changed as like 4-year-olds.
Yeah, I think that actually is an interesting idea. And had we heard about that in previous books, or did we just hear? No. See, that's why I think like if my memory says that we only started hearing about the immortal children in the Breaking Dawn after Renesmee was born.
I think we know that one of the women was killed for something. I don't know if it goes into any sort of details, but it was because of the immortal child.
And so because of that not being like an established thing, it sort of feels like a plot convenience. But I do think that exploring that idea is interesting.
Because it's not like it's totally novel. I mean, Interview with a Vampire has the younger girl. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Okay, so then before we get into the Jacob stuff, I do think Martina makes a point where they're
Where did Danielle go? I guess I'm entertaining the people now. Unless I'm gone. No. Martine. Oh.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. I like clicked on Martine's comment and it kicked me out. Oh. Anyway, Martine said, I think that it's just so wild that when people talk about Twilight, that's what they bring up. In regards to, I believe, Jacob imprinting on the baby.
Yeah. Because it's absolutely wild and kind of crazy and so stupid and dumb, and why did she do that?
It is.
Like like
It,
choices were made and they were not the right ones.
it's not even just like like it is also just like the cruelest thing you could do to Jacob.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that to that man?
Yeah.
He
Like,
sucked, but enough to do that to him?
yeah.
I just think it's crazy that it's like, imagine writing such a phenomenon that it's just like everybody knows that that's something crazy you wrote. How does it make you feel? I'm assuming not good.
No, not good. I talked in Eclipse a lot about how I think the fact that she even brought up imprinting on babies and young children as like a thing is so dumb, and why did she do that? And I still think that. Like, I think you said to me, like, well, it's important for a later plot point. It's like, but that later plot point doesn't have to happen either. So
True.
the whole thing could have just not happened and would have had no, like, I think Jacob imprinting as a way to get out of the love triangle, totally reasonable. Jacob imprinting on a baby, not necessary.
Her baby. And
Her
then being like,
baby,
remember how you wanted me around the whole time you were pregnant? That's why. It was Nessie who wanted me.
like, just have him imprint on someone else.
I think, yeah. Um, Martine said, I think she needed a way to fix the love triangle and address the Jacob of it. Yeah, before we get to the Jacob of it all. I think the only reason she got away with this, and the only reason that, like, even me, like, I still love the series regardless of this. Like, I still, first of all, also, I think she's writing books about Jacob and Renesmee right now. Like, like, that's gonna be the new books, are, like, gonna follow
God.
Jacob and Renesmee. The only reason she kind of gets away with it is because Edward can read thoughts. So she's able to be like, it's not creepy. He can read his thoughts. I'm telling you, it's not creepy. And
I don't think she got away with it, and also I still think it's creepy.
but that's the then why does like I think that that's the only reason though that it's still like popular and stuff. It's just otherwise it's just really I mean it is bad.
It's bad. I don't think Edward being able to read her thoughts has anything to do with it because, like, even if she was like, let's say she was 4 years old and can talk and says it's not creepy, like, she's not she's not able to consent. She's a child.
A vampire telling you it's not creepy actually doesn't help. That's so funny. Did she get away with it? I'm not sure she did. People make fun of that choice constantly. I guess I would have expected like less fun joking about it. Like I'm
Mm.
surprised she hasn't been like actually
Canceled.
like yeah,
But also,
like
like,
a
this
step
was like
further.
2010. Like, this was before even Pretty Little Liars, when everyone was like, that student teacher relationship is so hot, you know? Like, I feel like we're just in a different world now. I don't think it would be published today, but I think yeah, I don't know.
The only thought in this author's head was, "Oh, he loves Bella, and this baby is half Bella." I love Charlie though, knowing everything on a need to know basis, and him being like uncomfortable around Jacob because Jacob like got naked in front.
You know what I would have preferred that I just thought of? What if Bella had a long lost twin sister? That would have been better
Oh,
in my brain.
lame, boring. Make it the baby. Martine said Edward calling Jacob son.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I think she definitely wanted to make an impact on the genre and have a lasting impact. And she did that. On the vampire literature world, she did that
I guess
thing.
I can't argue with that one.
Do we have, I mean, how do you talk about anything else now?
Yeah, I don't know. What else happened in this book?
We meet other vampires. They were kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't
What do you
know.
think about Renesmee and her special abilities and her extreme growth?
I mean, I feel like it just like sort of like I don't know. I didn't think anything of it because um
Martine was disrespectful in the
I
chat.
didn't think anything of it because it was like she's already like a weird sort of child. And also they couldn't have had a 9-month pregnancy. Like, I mean, it's sort of a plot convenience, but like it makes sense because like they couldn't have done a 9-month pregnancy plot line. And
But even
Kate
like when
isn't
she's
really
born,
like
she's still like rapidly
yeah, yeah,
growing.
yeah. And I think after the quick pregnancy, it only made sense to have a quick growing child.
And I was like, wait, do I have to know this character? I
Yeah.
threw a
I
million
do
names at
sort of agree there was too many.
I I get it. I just can't tell, honestly, because I can picture each actor now. So I just can't
Hmm.
tell. Like I don't I'm past that point of confusion.
The reason I think there were too many is because when one of them died, it was like, do I have an attachment to this one? No, it's one of 20 people we just met. You know?
Um Sorry to pivot back a little bit. So for
Yeah.
the movie,
Hmm.
I cannot wait to when we watch it. Whoever's listening to this, come watch it because I cannot wait to send pictures of like the puppet they used for Renesmee.
They use a
So
puppet?
the first attempt, they used a puppet and it looked like a demon. So
Oh
they
my
had to
God.
scrap it and do
Yeah.
CGI because the baby is like up in a museum of like haunted things because it's a nightmare. It is so terrifying looking. I can't wait to show it to you.
Gosh.
It's just horrific. There's like a couple videos of Nikki Reed who plays Renesmee, and she's like trying to act with this baby, and she's like, it cuts to an interview with her, and she's like, this thing's fucking terrifying. She's like, how am I supposed to be holding this giant puppet that looks like a nightmare? So anyway, I thought that was fun.
That is crazy. I didn't realize they
Oh,
tried
Martins,
to
I
do that.
picture nothing when I read, so it's just names, and all of them are vampires. And I can't remember who doesn't like what's happening or not. Okay. Yeah, I just don't have, I can't relate to that, unfortunately. So I value and I definitely understand what you're saying. It's just not, I'm so far entrenched that it's like,
Hmm.
I picture them all. Well, thanks for reading Twilight with me.
Yeah, you're
Sorry
welcome.
you hated it. I wish that you hated it more. Like you were more passionately hated it though.
Yeah.
I think it's sad that you're kind of mid.
Hmm.
I'd rather you hate me.
I was especially kind of mid on this last book, but especially I think because I knew the spoiler. Like I think if I didn't know the spoiler and I wasn't prepared for the spoiler,
You would have been shocked to your
yeah,
core.
yeah.
Martine said, overall, I'm glad I read the series. Like, had fun and know what's up.
Yeah. I'm glad I read it too, just to have said so I can say I read it.
I'll probably reread them again in like 2 years.
Okay.
I love it here.
Okay. Glad you love it here.
I love it here. I still got my Twilight house to build. I still got my collection growing.
Yeah.
Now Danielle can say things about it to me and I can get it. Yeah, I can quote it all the time and you'll just get it. It'll be great. Any other thoughts, Lizzie?
Not really, I don't think.
Are you glad to be free?
I'm so glad to be free of Twilight. And I'm excited for what's next.
Mm-hmm.
Next up in January through March, we're reading Divergent and Insurgent and Allegiant and Four, the short story collection. And I'm excited. I do not think these are going to be like good in the way that like Hunger Games was like genuinely good. I don't think these are going to be genuinely good, but I
Let's just
think I'm
reread
going to
Hunger
have a
Games 5
good,
times.
I know, I think I'm going to have a good nostalgic time because I was really into this series.
I only liked the first book.
I didn't like I think I don't remember if I liked the second book. I actively hated the third book, but I feel like that's going to be fun to look back upon.
Martine said, I never thought books 2 and 3 were
Yeah.
good.
I have like a visceral memory of finishing or like being at a certain point in the third book. I know exactly where I was. I was on vacation at my family reunion, and I like threw the book across the room. I was so mad.
I'm kind of I won't say too much because we both know what we're talking about. I'm sure Martine even knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm excited to re-experience that though, as someone who does look for that more. Like,
I'm excited to see how I think about it now as someone who has read more things.
I like bold decisions more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see what I think of it from a different lens now, of, like you said, someone who's just read more.
Yeah.
I last read it in 2018. Whew! I think I was like, I don't know, 2013.
Yeah, probably me too. When did the last one come out? I never read the short story collection also. I never read 4.
I did. I don't like 4 though. Spoiler alert, I don't like him.
Oh. Yeah. Last one published 2013, and I don't think I ever reread. I definitely reread the first one at some point. No, Martine, 2018 is not 8 years ago. That's false. I don't know basic math, and so therefore it's false. Yeah, anyway, I definitely haven't read Allegiance since 2013.
Yeah. I will be interested in them. I'm glad we finally did Twilight.
Yeah, me too.
It went as okay as I could have hoped. We had more people hanging on for a while, so that was fun. You know, people were still. I think there's a couple that are still going to listen to this later. So thank you if that's you.
Yeah.
Feels like I just read it, but incorrect. Literally. I will try and get graphics up. Every day just doesn't have enough hours.
I agree.
That's really all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So I'll try and get some graphics up, but no matter what, I would like to have us plan our discussion pretty soon. So I'm sure Lizzie and I will at least attempt to lock a day in.
Yeah, for Divergent.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But until then, we'll see you in those chats.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget to subscribe to Lizzie and check her out.
And Danielle.
Goodbye.
Bye.